Cole, how would you describe the bullpen competition?
Oh, I mean, it's a tough one. I think like a lot of spots on this team, I think there's been a lot of really good competition. I think we've got a great group of guys, and as it's been talked about, there's a lot of guys who are fighting for a few open positions, both in the bullpen and elsewhere on the field. So I think it's been a good, healthy battle, though. I know we're all kind of trying to push each other. We're competing against each other, and it creates a really fun atmosphere that every day you come to the ballpark and you're competing for a spot, and so are the other guys. So it's a sense of opportunity as well as competitiveness that I think makes every day a lot of fun.
John Miola, you're up next. Go ahead, John.
How's it going, Cole?
How's it going?
You've been in the organization a while now, even if there's been a lot of breaks and off seasons involved. Have you gotten a sense of what, the pitching the coaches and the organization likes about you and feel your strengths are and what you can contribute here?
Oh, I guess to get a more direct answer would probably be a better question for them. But at the same time, I think what I can bring to the table, at least from what I think my strengths are, that hopefully we're on the same page, is hopefully ability to throw strikes, attack hitters, have some experience just in terms of playing minor league baseball and professional baseball for so long. So being able to go out there and compete every day and give them hopefully, a guy who's going to attack the zone and try to make hitters earn their opportunities to get on base. That's kind of what I think I do well, and hopefully I can bring to the organization.
Steve Molesky, you're up next. Go ahead, Steve.
Cole, if you look at your season last year, it was really good, and it was statistically really, really good later. Did anything change or improve? And considering that and how well you threw in September, was then to not be retained surprising to you?
I knew it was going to be tough. I felt really good at the end of the year. I definitely felt like things started clicking for me more. I was really happy to end the year on a strong note. I think kind of the things that led to that for me was a little bit more consistency with my off-speed pitches. So kind of like I was talking about earlier, the ability to throw a couple pitches in the strike zone, some of those things I had struggled with a little bit earlier in the season. And so kind of when those clicked, I think the season started going a lot smoother for me. But in terms of being retained, I knew it was a tough battle. I was added to the roster late, felt like I did what I could in September, but at the same time, I knew there was stiff competition with that organization, like there is with a lot of organizations. So ultimately it came down to some decisions had to be made and some moves had to be made for playoffs. And so, I was just really thankful for the opportunity to at least go out there and get to do it at the big league level.
Joe Trezza, you're up next. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Cole. I'm kind of piggybacking on Steve's question a bit because he kind of took my theme. But looking back at your stats, it looks like you really started to miss a lot of bats 2 years ago in the Indian system. Did something change for you then? Was there a turning point or something that you figured out at that point? And how are you a different pitcher now?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing that changed for me was more awareness of what my pitches do themselves. So kind of early on in my career, I was going with a lot of conventional words of wisdom and conventional pitching methods of trying to get swings and misses with breaking balls down late, trying to throw my fastball low in the zone. And as I started to understand more about the metrics of my pitches themselves, I started being able to use them in ways that provided greater value for how they move and how they perform. And so started using more fastballs late in counts, throwing to different parts of the zone. And kind of, like you said, right there with the Indians, that was a turning point for me, is more understanding of how to better use my own stuff.
Jeff Arnold, you're up next. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Cole, thanks for doing this. Kind of piggybacking off of that question a little bit from Joe. When you look at ways, because the Indians are really good at developing pitching, the Rays are really good at developing pitching, and now you guys have Chris Holt and Doug Brocail, who are two really good pitching coaches. How do those organizations compare with what they teach you and the tools that they give you to make you better and help you better understand what you do well?
Yeah, as you said, both those organizations that I've come from and had a history with, they've had a good track record of developing pitchers, and a lot of it stems from exactly what I just touched on, helping guys understand their stuff better, and then trying to optimize those things. Not trying to become someone you're not, but trying to learn how to better become a better version of yourself. And so far, my experience here has been very similar. I mean, I can't speak to how things have been with the Orioles in years past, but my experience with the coaching staff and the analytics department that we have here currently, it has been very, very similar. I mean, a lot of good information, being able to put numbers on things, and so it makes it easier to comprehend and understand, and really trying to drive home that fact of what our strengths are, identifying them, and then trying to maximize those strengths out on the field.
Dan Conley, you're up next. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, we're going to continue the whole piggybacking theme here and just make it one long thing about pitching and control also. You know, when you look at your numbers, obviously you are a control guy. You do attack the zone, as you said. And the organization you come from, that's always been a big thing for them. Here, that's been a complaint, and it's something Doug Raquel said he wanted to make sure he fixes for this year. Is it something that's always been in your game, or is it something you've had to focus on? And did you learn that more at one of the spots that you've been to?
Yeah, I believe that early on in my career, it was something I kind of did naturally coming out of college and everything. I was considered a strike thrower, not an overpowering stuff guy. You know, I don't throw 100 miles an hour, nothing like that. I'll admit I kind of got away from it a while in the minor leagues because of just not knowing exactly how my stuff would play. So trying to pitch away from contact and being apprehensive. And so I think the Indians did a really good job at first trying to help me get that understanding of what my stuff really was. And then I think with the Rays, the same thing. They really kind of drove home that topic of how much better pitchers perform when they're ahead in counts and leveraging counts. And it just really helped kind of hear that from actually two different teams, two different points of view, stressing the same facts that just kind of hit home more and more. And it's something I try to take on the field. I mean, you know, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to have your off days, your days where things don't quite go how you want. But overall, I feel like it's something I've just tried to buy into more and more and more, is that the best thing I can do is try to be aggressive and make that hitter make tough decisions and not make the decisions easy on him by wasting pitches.
Jeff Arnold, you're up again. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Cole, one more from me. Wanted to ask you about your splitter that you throw. When did you start developing that pitch? How long have you had it, and kind of how did you go about learning it?
So it's actually relatively new for me. I was predominantly fastball slider. I started throwing some change-ups more often, kind of more of a conventional circle change at first. And about a year ago is kind of when I started messing with more of a modified split type grip in order to try to get a little bit more downward action to play off the fastball. And so it's, you know, not something I've had for 5-6 years or anything like that. It's been more of a recent development, but definitely something that I feel like has helped me tremendously, just having another pitch that they have to respect other than, you know, the fastball slider combination.
Joe Trezza, you're up again. Go ahead, Joe.
Cole, how much did technology play into this transformation that we're talking about? And how did you have to buy into that, and how long did that take you?
Yeah, I mean, it played a major role. I'm kind of a analytical mind type of guy. That's what I studied in college, was mechanical engineering. And so my background kind of works a lot better with hard numbers and facts. And so for me, it was kind of an easy transition, because I always had a tougher time kind of wrapping my mind around, like, well, my catcher said it was good, or my pitching coach said it looked good, but what really was it? How much better was it than something else, like an adjustment we would make, that sort of thing. So for me, getting to see hard numbers by using technology with Rapsodo and TrackMan and different aspects like that was a tremendous help. It just made it a lot easier for me to go out there with confidence, because I wasn't just taking someone's word on it. I felt like I had data to kind of back it up, for a lack of a better explanation. Is it made it easier for me to buy into certain things, for sure.